The climb 2 will get your heart pumping, your nerves going, your body burning, and oh yeah, it's gonna feel unnatural. Before we get into the heart-pounding, body-burning, ball of nerves that the climb is, don't forget, if you want to see more videos like this, smash the like button. Alright, first things first, if you're on the Oculus store and you happen to see that there is the first climb and the second climb, and they're selling them for a bundle right now for $40, don't waste your money. If that bundle isn't there and you happen to see both of them and you're thinking, well, I'd like to play the first one first and then the second one, don't do it. It's a waste of money, but when you go into the menu, you happen to see the first 3 that are on the climb 2. They're the same levels, at least they look it. They might be visually more pleasing on the second one, but it's a waste of $10 or $30, whatever the heck they're selling it for. Just get the climb 2. Alright, the climb 2. I have kind of a love-hate relationship for this game. On one aspect, the game is fun. On another aspect, the game is actually quite annoying, frustrating, stressful, painful. There were countless times where I just wanted to take the headset off and quit. There were times where I was gripping a ledge and I just wanted to let go and just die. But then there were times where I sat there and I looked around and I seen the visually pleasing surroundings, the environments. You start with the tutorial, and I believe you have to play the tutorial to move on to the levels.
First,
and the
we'll
tutorial itself
Later,
is frustrating.
We'll talk about stamina
It starts
and
off
chalk.
showing you all the different grips.
Okay, to take hold of a grip, use your left or right grip trigger.
It shows your hands and the stamina that is on your hands, and after the stamina on your hands depletes, this hand or this hand will let go.
Hold on to the grip with one hand until your stamina is fully depleted. If you hold on to a grip with one hand, that hand loses stamina.
You have to keep changing off hands, which sometimes is extremely challenging, especially if you have a ledge that can only accommodate one hand. You also are shown how to powder your hands for extra grip. It shows you how to jump, and it took me forever just to get to the top at the end of the tutorial. And even though I wanted to quit, I kind of wanted to keep going, which makes this a really big mind too, because you just want to keep going to get to the end, but you also want to quit at the same time. Once you get into the levels, which there are 5 different levels, you have Bay, Alps, Canyon, City, and North. And within those levels, you have 3 different, I guess you'd want to say, sections of the mountain, which are easy, medium, and hard. And you have to play and get to the top of the easy one to get to the medium, and then so on to the harder ones to unlock them. But once you get into a level, you start to look around and realize that the creators of the Climb 2 did really good on the visuals of the environments. It actually looks real. You actually feel like you're there. And then as you start to climb, you really start to feel the burn. Because the environments look so real, your mind kind of actually feels like you're there. You start to really grip onto the controller, but while you're doing that and you feel the burning in your arms, this is actually a pretty good workout for someone looking for a workout, because it really starts to work the muscles in your arms and your forearm. But you also have your feet, and they are really grinding into the ground, which is where the unnatural feeling comes from. You feel like your legs are actually floating in midair, but you know in real life that the ground's there, so you're barreling your feet into the ground, which starts to really hurt. And this is why a couple times I wanted to quit, and as I was feeling the burn in my arms, I wanted to just let go. And there are quite a few times where I fell over and over and over again. With every ledge and grip that you take a hold of, your heart starts to pound faster and faster and faster. It gets a little worse when you start to realize that you have to jump over this big gap in the canyon and grab onto a ledge that's on the other side. A lot of the levels feel a little unrealistic, obviously. If people actually do this crap, they're crazy. Now, the one thing I actually love about this game and that I think that they did well is coming from someone who gets motion sickness, I can actually look down, and even though it made me scared, made my legs and all up in my crotch feel a little uneasy, I didn't get sick. I could go down a zip line and there was really no bad motion blur, or at least enough to make me sick, which is not the same thing I can say for Drop Dead, the zombie shooter that I played. Every time I went down a zip line in that game, it actually got me sick. I didn't really feel any motion sickness in this game at all. Now, the one problem that I did see with this game is that I'm pretty sure the game started to slow up my Oculus Quest. Even in the main menu while the game was running in the background, everything was slow. The frame rate was starting to slow down. Occasionally, at some points in the game, when the graphics got a little higher, things got a little faster. The game definitely seemed to slow down. I thought there was something wrong with my Oculus, but then I went back in and loaded Warhammer Battle Sisters, and the game ran fine. There was no slowdown. I thought maybe I should try the Climb 1 just to see if it was just this one, and because of the graphics being upped, that it slowed the game down. But even the Climb 1, I was experiencing the same slowdown. The other issue I was experiencing is obviously don't play in the area that I'm constantly recording in. This is the corner of my room. There's a peak here. The door's right behind me. You need some space, a ton of space for this game. You're reaching for ledges, so you're extending your arms with the controllers. You're reaching up, and as you can hear, the peak is right here. I hit the controller constantly. There were also times where if I didn't have enough room, I would lift myself up. My head would go through a geometry. It would go black and explain to me that I am intersecting with the geometry. That got kind of frustrating. So I highly suggest, obviously, with any VR game, you have a ton of space. This is just unfortunately the only place I have to work with currently. It is quite annoying. If you have any questions about the Climb 2, let me know down below in the comments down below. If you have any questions of VR for the Oculus Quest 2 in general, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you played this game as well and what you thought of it. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to meet us back here next Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another video.